What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Brock Lesnar is officially done in WWE. What does he plan on doing next? John Cena pays tribute to Lesnar. Breaking news is who will face Roman Reigns next. A WWE Hall of Famer passes away. The Royal Rumble 2027 location revealed. A Danhausen had heat in WWE. WWE purposely delayed a return. Ryan Garcia unhappy with WWE. The Undertaker hates his podcast. Bianca Belair gives birth, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on our new Facebook page. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, our first story looks at Brock Lesnar is officially done in WWE. Our top story looks at the huge news relating to WWE legend Brock Lesnar, and it's officially over. Brock Lesnar has called it a day in the ring. Whilst there was speculation that Lesnar was done following his unscripted promo at SummerSlam, Lesnar himself has since confirmed that he has wrestled his final ever pro wrestling matchup. Lesnar announced the news via Pat McAfee yesterday, and in a matter of minutes later, WWE also confirmed that Lesnar was done. Brock Lesnar announced that he is retired from professional wrestling after a decorated 24-year career inside the squared circle. Lesnar appeared on the Pat McAfee show to break the news, concluding his iconic career as one of the best and most imposing superstars in WWE history. And another huge development, WWE announced that they plan on inducting Lesnar into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations to Lesnar on a remarkable career that will ultimately result on an induction into the WWE Hall of Fame. Some fans were expecting Lesnar to retire next year at WrestleMania Saudi. However, the Hall of Fame is possibly how Saudi are able to secure Lesnar for that weekend. If Lesnar is inducted into Saudi, he'd be able to headline the class as well as appear at WrestleMania, of course in a non-wrestling role. This would make smart business sense, and it's likely the direction WWE goes in. When it comes to induct Lesnar into the Hall of Fame, it's no doubt going to be his best friend Paul Heyman, but we can't rule out left field choice from Lesnar such as John Cena, The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, or even a name like Goldberg. But what does Brock plan on doing next? Well, he mentioned on the show, I've got some hunting lined up, and I've got 2 boys in hockey. I'm going to support that and their dreams as long as that's feasible, and my daughter, she's got her eye on the 2028 Olympics. I'm just going to spend some more time with the kids and in the woods and just reap what I've sown. Just enjoy life. Well, certainly a well-deserved retirement. Next up, John Cena pays tribute to Lesnar. John Cena has taken to his Instagram page to pay tribute to Brock Lesnar. And in the post, Cena shares artwork of he, Lesnar, and AJ Styles all delivering a Shield-style pose. This of course referencing the fact that all 3 names have now retired from WWE. Next up, some breaking news as who will face Roman Reigns next. WWE has just announced a major cross-promotional tournament involving wrestlers from Raw, SmackDown, and AAA, with the winner earning a World Heavyweight Championship match against Roman Reigns. Rey Mysterio just announced that the tournament will begin on the August 10th episode of Raw and conclude ahead of Reigns' scheduled title defense on September 14th in Mexico City. This explains Mysterio and Roman Reigns' interaction on Raw this week. It's a shame that Reigns won't be appearing on Mania, but instead there will be a huge championship match on Raw instead. Who do you guys think will win it? And next up, sad news as the WWE Hall of Famer passes away. Unfortunate and sad news to share now as wrestling legend Dory Funk Jr. has passed away. WWE will reveal the news yesterday via their website, saying WWE is saddened to learn that Dory Funk Jr., a WWE Hall of Famer and influential wrestling trainer, has passed away. A member of the legendary Funk wrestling dynasty, they didn't come much tougher or more respected than Dory Funk Jr. Wrestling names past and present have taken to their social media pages to pay tribute to Funk, including Adam Copeland, and one especially from Ric Flair. I'm more than sorry to hear about the passing of the great, and I do mean great Dory Funk Jr. If you didn't have the opportunity to wrestle a Funk, whether it be Dory or Terry, you missed the opportunity of a lifetime. The World Wrestling and Funk are synonymous. There are not enough Mount Rushmores to accommodate everybody, but I'm sure that anyone who wrestled either one of them would agree that they're on someone's Mount Rushmore. So many thoughts on my mind right now as I'm coming home from a WrestleCon. I know we're all getting older, and I would emphasize to everyone, because you can't buy time, to live every moment of your life to the fullest. Rest in peace, my great friend Dory Funk Jr. What a great ride you had. We here at Wrestlelamia would like to extend our condolences to the family and friends of the Funks. Next up, the Royal Rumble 2027 location announced. And due to SummerSlam struggling to sell tickets in a stadium, it's been questioned whether or not WWE should be considering having non-WrestleMania PLEs in arenas again. This doesn't appear to be something WWE are considering, at least when it comes to the 2027 Rumble. In an official press release yesterday, WWE announced that the show will take place in February, yes, a Rumble in February, at the State Farm Stadium in Arizona, the same place as WrestleMania 26 was held. And this marks the second Rumble event to take place in the month of February, and it's unclear why exactly WWE has been willing to move away from the established month of January. Just feels odd to have a Rumble in February, right? Next up, a former WWE star has a big regret. The WWE release of Kairi Sane earlier this year took everyone by surprise. Sane was in the middle of a storyline with Asuka, and WWE decided to fire Sane just as the storyline was reaching the payoff. But now Sane had an opportunity to share her side of the story, and according to Sane during an interview with Shoe Pro, the release came out of nowhere. It was just as much of a bolt out of the blue for me as it was for everyone else. My friends around me felt the same way. I was appearing on Raw almost every single week without missing a beat, and I was involved in storylines both inside and outside the ring. The story was reaching a turning point where my character was about to explode into action. Sane expressed frustration that she'd given it her all to WWE and her storyline was cut off for no apparent reason. That was how dedicated I had been, putting everything I had into WWE. Never cut corners, and I intended to fulfill the role given to me with all my strength. Having that storyline cut off right in the middle was what left the biggest regret. The release of Sane is without a doubt one of the more baffling calls in recent memory, and we still haven't been offered a proper explanation as to why she was cut in the first place. Next up, Danhausen had heat in WWE. Danhausen's arrival in WWE reportedly caused some tension behind the scenes, with Kit Wilson revealing that not everyone in the locker room was happy about how the former AEW star was introduced. Danhausen made his WWE debut in Elimination Chamber 2026 following weeks of mysterious teasers involving a sealed wooden crate, appearing both on Raw and SmackDown. Speaking to Busted Open Radio, Wilson explained that reactions among WWE talent were divided. While plenty of people enjoyed Danhausen's arrival, others were concerned that somebody coming into the company immediately receiving a PLE opportunity could be potentially taking our spots. There was a lot of people that enjoyed it. There was a lot of people that didn't. Again, that's the beautiful thing about this company, about this program, is that we all get to have our own opinion. Danhausen came in and there was a lot of us backstage that didn't feel too fond about him coming in on our pay-per-view, on a PLE, maybe taking our spot. So of course, I wanted to be the guy to take on Danhausen. Who has his debut match? Me. Who put him on the map? Me. And now Danhausen is popular than ever, so I guess you're welcome. Since that moment, Danhausen's momentum has gone through the roof in WWE. However, some feel that WWE may be overexposing him and the act could get old very quickly. Next up, the backstage reaction to a title change. Baron Corbin winning the US title at SummerSlam led to mixed to negative reviews from fans. However, when it comes to the reaction backstage, it couldn't have been more different. According to the man himself during an interview with Busted Open Radio, everyone backstage was stoked that he was back and was now US champion. Absolutely, everybody was stoked. It was a good welcome back, congratulations, you have the title. Corbin is well established for being one of the most likable names backstage, and this likely played a big factor in him returning to the promotion. Next up, WWE didn't want to waste a major return. Stephanie Vaquer is finally back on WWE television, and Vaquer has been out of action since WrestleMania. This has definitely halted the progress of the women's division in its tracks. The original plans coming out of WrestleMania were to continue the Vaquer vs Liv Morgan rivalry, yet with Vaquer being injured, this led to the feud being scrapped and Morgan lingering around with nothing to do for months on end. But it actually turns out that WWE purposely delayed her return, as it actually turns out that Vaquer wasn't cleared recently, she was cleared a long time ago, but WWE simply didn't want to waste a return to television. We've received a lot of emails about Stephanie Vaquer's return on Raw. WWE sources indicate that she's been cleared and ready to go for some time, but was being held until the storyline moment was right to bring her back in, so as to not waste the return. The report adds that the plan to bring her back was decided upon over SummerSlam weekend. Vaquer was not at SummerSlam over the weekend. We are told that the plan to bring her back was decided upon over the weekend, and the company booked her travel very late in the game in an effort to keep her from being spotted by fans that hit her once she arrived. This therefore means that instead of having world champion Liv Morgan do nothing on television, they could have proceeded with the Morgan vs Vaquer rivalry. Just makes no sense whatsoever, and it ultimately highlights what WWE thinks of the women's division. How did WWE pull off a return? Now, speaking of WWE returns, the return of Big Cass on Raw has everyone talking. Cass took out Javon Evans following his match on Raw, and it turns out that Cass was hiding under the ring ahead of his return. Big Cass was hiding under the ring for his return to Raw last night, where he attacked Javon Evans. We're told that he was in great spirits and excited about his return. WWE is still reportedly expected to bring in Cass's partner Enzo Amore into the fold, yet it's unclear what shape or form this is going to take. Next up, Ryan Garcia unhappy with WWE. WWE is still facing backlash for featuring Ryan Garcia in a segment on Raw last week. For those unaware, Garcia is a rather controversial name as he's made some heinous comments over the past few years. Garcia has now responded to the backlash to his WWE segment, and he has the nerve to blame the segment itself. Speaking to ES News, he stated, "I wish they would have given me a better segment, because then I wouldn't have gotten as much hate." Does he know? This guy completely misunderstood why fans revolted against his inclusion in the segment. It had nothing to do with the quality of the segment on TV. It's been reported that WWE knew they dropped the ball with the segment. It's unlikely that Garcia will be featured anytime soon on WWE programming. With that being said, WWE and TKO still advertised Garcia's upcoming fight countless times during SummerSlam, so some type of cross-promotion is likely going to be implemented no matter what happens. Next up, WWE name thinks creative sucks. The WWE status that Dominic Mysterio has been a trending topic on social media this week. It's been widely reported that Mysterio is unhappy with his WWE standing, and fans pointed out to Mysterio looking completely dejected at SummerSlam this past weekend. According to Self-Made, Mysterio legitimately thinks his creative sucks, and he doesn't understand why his AAA presentation is so different. Dom thinks his creative sucks. He does not understand why the AAA version of his presentation doesn't correlate into the main roster television. He doesn't get it. Mysterio has every right to be upset, and based on his current trajectory on Raw, it doesn't look like this is going to change anytime soon. Next up, The Undertaker hates his podcast. The Undertaker's 6 Feet Under podcast may be ending soon, as the dead man has admitted that he hates the concept of podcasting. Speaking to Chris Van Vliet, the Hall of Famer admitted he's not having fun with the podcast and it will likely come to an end soon. Not at all, no, if he was having fun doing the podcast. Fanatics is actually one of the sponsors, but I'd almost rather go to the dentist and pull a tooth than do a podcast. How much longer? Oh man, you say years? No, we're probably talking months. I think when the contract rolls out, I don't think we'll be renewing. The Undertaker currently has commitments in AAA, so it's likely that when the podcast ends, he turns his full attention to AAA on a full-time basis. And finally, Bianca Belair gives birth. Our final story today looks at huge news for WWE stars Bianca Belair and Montez Ford. Belair took to her social media pages yesterday to announce the birth of a baby son, Romeo. We want to extend our warm wishes to Belair and Montez Ford. This is awesome news. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.